down. And I'll hold it up after the meeting. Like, hold this part down.
Good. Still standing.
Erica, you ready? All right. All right, we call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Take the roll.
Mayor Fahet,
Here.
Vice Mayor Santin,
Here.
Councilman Dion,
Here.
Councilman Lamas,
Here.
Councilman Perez Crespo.
Here.
There is a quorum present.
Okay, please stand for the invocation offered by Councilman Fabian Perez Crespo.
We gather here today, united by our shared commitment to the well-being of the city of Miami Springs. Let us be mindful of our responsibility to serve the common good, to act with integrity, and to strive for justice and fairness for all our residents. May our discussions and decisions be guided by wisdom, compassion, and a deep respect for diverse perspectives. May we work together to build a brighter future for our community, one that is inclusive, prosperous, and sustainable. Let us begin our work with open minds and hearts, seeking common ground and striving for unity. Amen.
Thank you. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you for braving the inclement weather to be here. I want to just recognize from our County Commissioner Natalie Milian Orbis's office, we have Angelo Vermusco, so he is here. Welcome. So let's move on to agenda and order of business. I would like to put an update from the city manager on a FP&L project. We'll do that right after we set the agenda and before awards and presentations. Also, I believe 5B, the proclamation is deferred. That was, okay, deferred to the 22nd. All right. Are there any other items that anybody would like to move, or anything from the consent agenda, which is 10A through 10J? Does anybody want to pull any of those for discussion? Nope. Okay. So then, having said that, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I said a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we'll do a voice vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda say aye.
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 All those against say no. Okay, so we move on. I'd like to kick it over to our esteemed city manager with an update about an FP&L project. Take it away.
Thank you, Mayor. So the presentation that FPO was going to do today, I have moved that until either the next meeting or the following one. I'm going to be meeting with FPO prior to that because they haven't been very forthcoming as far as details and about this project. I wasn't here for the first phase or for when they first did it. So I'm going to meet with them. I know there's a lot of concerns about the transformers, the locations of them. So I'm going to get those details, publicize to share that with the residents as best as possible, and then have them come in at the next meeting or the following. But I didn't feel comfortable not knowing all of the information to have them come in, and it can turn into I've seen some meetings with FPL go south very quickly, and I just didn't want that to happen here, so.
Thank you. And I know that I found out about this late because I wasn't approached by any residents until very recently. But before I was on the council, I remember I would come to the council meetings and FP&L was proposing this project. And I remember being very interested in it because I wanted to see on the map to see if my house was going to get it, because when the wind blows a little bit in my house, like, we lose power. So, and I was bummed to see that it wasn't. And then then I got on council, and as that project progressed, I remember they eventually got to the end where they said, okay, so this is what we ended up doing. We got like 2/3 of all the streets in Miami Springs, and I said from my council seat, like, any plans on finishing the last third? And they were like, no, not right now. So it kind of was a surprise to me that they've been reaching out to some residents with information about a project that we really don't, so I know that you're going to have for us like the scope of the project. I'd like to see what streets, what's the plan. I'm interested. So I think that we need to get information from them about this project, and then we will pass that along to the residents. So thank you for setting that up. Okay. All right. So thank you for that update. So we will move on to awards and presentation. We have a drawing by Mayor Fahet to announce the winner of the River Cities Rotary Club Dining Out for a Year raffle. So. All right, so I will say we have some great civic groups in this town. The Women's Club, the Lions Club, the Optimist Club. We have a lot of service-minded people, but I am partial to the Rotary International, which is the largest service organization, obviously in the world because it's international. And I can tell you from being a member, what a incredible dynamic group of do-gooders. That's all we do. They devote themselves is just doing good deeds, and so this is an important fundraiser. I'm proud to say there's 3 of us on this council that are members of the Rotary. I'm also, I believe that's the outgoing president. I'm quite fond of the current president, and then we have the president or the president to be after that. Okay, so this is a big fundraiser for you guys. So Anastasia, do you want to come up, say a few words about the fundraiser, and then we will do what we got to do.
All right, thank you everyone for being here. And in a minute, I'll have there's quite a few Rotarians present, so I'll have them come up as well. But this is one of our easier fundraisers. We also have a poker tournament, which involves a lot of work, a golf tournament, which involves a lot of work, right, John? And the River Cities. And so this is basically having members sell tickets to you guys in the community. It's called Dining Out for a Year, and we get at least 12. This year we have 16 area local restaurants, and either members purchase the tickets or some of them are donated, and they all go into this lovely envelope that I'm awkwardly holding along with the tickets. And at the end, tickets are $25 each, and then Mayor Fahet's going to draw the winner, and the winner gets all 16 gift certificates. They're between $50 and $100, so you can dine out at least, a little more than once a month throughout the entire year. So thank you to everyone who participated. This goes to help Rotary's projects right here in our local community, as well as nationally and internationally. So without further ado, Mayor.
Okay, I'm not looking.
Oops, hold on one second. Drop 2. Hold on.
All right.
Very well. Okay.
All right. Well, this one just jumped into my hand. The winner is Michelle Bauman.
All right.
Michelle Bauman. Congratulations to Michelle.
Are you Michelle?
No way.
Hey!
Must be present to win. Nice.
Who sold you the ticket?
Good Lord, what are the chances?
Oh, Charlie. All right.
Wow.
Very cool. All right, come up with us with all the Rotarians. We'll get a picture. Let me see. Real quick, I want to give huge props this year to Charlie Leonard. He really stepped up. He bought more tickets than anyone, and he gave them, kind of dispersed them throughout the fire department, and he had it on social media. So thank you, Charlie. Charlie sold the winning ticket, and Michelle wants to say a few words.
Don't, but I just want to pay it forward. So I don't know how we can do that, is to pay it forward for anybody in the community that needs it.
You want to say the story? 'Cause it's a great story.
You can say the
No,
story.
go ahead, go
Great
ahead.
story about your dad.
Go ahead.
Well, my dad was a chef, and my dad was really involved in the culinary community. And this, to me, is him saying, pay it forward.
We can do it however you want. We could post it on social media to
Yeah.
come get your free certificate and set a date and time, and whoever
Pass
wants
it around throughout the community.
Maybe put it like
First come,
Giving it to
first
several
served, just
people.
go.
We
Yes.
talked about
Yeah.
that option.
someone who doesn't normally get the luxury of going out to eat is welcome to come by. Maybe we can have them at your office, Charlie.
Yeah, whatever.
I love that. Round of applause for Michelle.
All right, picture?
All right, guys. All right, thank you, guys. Thank you to our River Cities Rotary. All right, so we are moving on to open forum. Just a reminder, open forum is one-way communication. It's your opportunity to speak to the council. The council cannot respond. So it is one-way communication. You are limited to 3 minutes. And then if you have any concerns, obviously you could direct it to our city manager, city staff, or to one of us here on the council, and we'll be happy to help with anything you may need that we can do. So first, I will call up Artie Vizcaino. Please state your name and address for the record when you get to the mic. Thank you, Artie. Just wait for the. I think that did it. I think you're good to go. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, your mic. See if it's off.
Okay, now it's
There it is.
Oh, it is.
All right,
Good?
you got it.
Okay. Good evening, council members, and good evening, fellow residents of Miami Springs. I was here to talk about the FPL program. I'm kind of the one that stirred the pot a few months ago when we were approached by Irby, which is the contractor for FPL, passing out a pamphlet like the one I'm holding in my hand right here. And it just gives you a brief overview of what they propose to do. In conjunction with that, the gentleman that worked for Irby had a form that you could sign, and he was telling you that what the proposal was, that now they were going to go to placing the pad transformers in the front yard as opposed to in the rear of. He also I asked him why, me being a former FPL employee working in the underground crew in Miami Lakes, and he said that the proposal now was in the front, which absolutely at the time didn't make any sense to me. So I dug deeper, and then I asked him, well, you're not going to put it in my front yard. I don't want it in my front yard. And he said, well, Artie, don't worry about it. It's slated for the 2 houses at the end of the block. He missed my point. My point was I don't want it in our neighborhoods at all, in the front. It changes the aesthetics of our community. It poses danger to our kids. I've seen pad transformers blow up before, just like a transformer that's up on a pole. It's no different. It's just on the ground. They're telling them that you can plant plants around the transformers, which is also incorrect. You can't plant anything within 18 feet of the front and rear and 13 feet from side to side. So basically, you would be giving them 238 square feet of your property. I said, well, what's going to happen if people deny and don't want these pad transformers? Well, we'll come in and put concrete poles in your yard. So they're using basically a scare tactic, because that's not true. They're not allowed to come. They've already got a 15-foot easement in the rear from their poles. So they can't come and just claim a piece of your front property. Okay? The people that I've spoke to in the community, I'm not speaking for everyone, of course, but the people that I've spoken to in the community in the North Burge section, that is the program they're doing now, say they don't want it either. It's an eyesore. When the transformers, they lose their color quickly, they rust. They're a danger for our kids playing in the front yards.
Artie, pace yourself. They're coming back, and we'll be able to talk to them.
Okay.
I got to cut you off there, but thank you for coming out.
Okay.
State your address also for the record.
Yeah, 1238 Meadowlark Avenue.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Okay, next up, Holly Bain. Come on up.
I'll do it on my phone.
Do it on your phone.
Hi, good evening. I'm Holly Bain, and I'm just here to speak a little bit about some concerns I have about the new ordinance that was passed for our Gateway Layover District. There was an ordinance that was brought to my attention by somebody that was passed that now any businesses or any business can comply to use any of those units in our layover district. I'm not against the ordinance 100%. I think that it is a good open ordinance. I think that it could bring a lot of great things to the community. My concern is that there's no laws or codes or anything in place to protect our established businesses that are already in that area. Businesses like mine that have been here for 17 plus years. I feel like I'm not the only one in fear, but maybe I'm the only one willing to speak. I don't think, for example, we need copycats to come into our jurisdiction. People changing a name of a business to make it sound like something different, but are occupying and doing the same exact thing as somebody 2 doors, 4 doors, 5 doors down. I think that that's opening the door for a lot of controversy within the community. It's people. So my goal here today is to just try to give you guys an input from somebody who's in that jurisdiction. I will say that I know that a lot of fingers have been pointed at me because when I did obtain my space, the ordinance read different, that it had to be retail or restaurant only, and my business is not that. But when I did further investigating and digging in of what I'm allowed to do as a business owner in this community, I obtained that space within 60 days of its current occupant, and I did not change the use of what that unit does. So I was lucky. That's point blank. I was lucky. But I have done my time in this community, 17 plus years. I grew up here. My family is here. I think you have mom pop shops like me, restaurants, businesses, whatever they are, and we need your protection. This ordinance is great. It can be great for our community, but there needs to be protection so that we don't lose out on what this opportunity can bring. It can bring clients. It can bring clients to me that bring more clients to our restaurants, our smoothie shops, all of the above. But it can also bring in something that can ruin me, make me not be successful anymore after all my years here. So I was just wanted to give some feedback on my concerns. Maybe you guys can talk and come up with some guidelines or some rules, maybe some, I don't know the correct terms to say, codes, whatever, that can protect people like me and maybe give us the chance to still survive in our Gateway District and not be flushed out. And maybe bring in things that can benefit us just as much as we benefit that Gateway community. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. Okay, next up, Luis Romero.
Good evening, councilmen, and I hope you all had a nice weekend, and all staff. I'm coming up again for advocating for an art project for Miami Springs that would be about Miami Springs. So far, any of the projects have been for one thing or another, but not one that actually celebrates the birthday boy who is Miami Springs, 100 years of Miami Springs. So I've talked to a few of the councilmen. I think we're moving along, and I went to the committee, and they did promise to send some images so the artist could get going with the sketch, which I haven't got the images yet, but I think we're moving in the right direction at this point. And I just wanted to show you, first of all, I just want to tell you, he's a world class. He's right now doing a one-man show sponsored by McDonald's and Coke over in Puerto Rico by himself. So he's a very established artist. So you're going to get some. Plus, I'm a long time 224 Dwell Drive, Miami Springs. I forgot that. Long time resident of Miami Springs, and I know he does a great job. And I'm going to make sure that he'll do it like a really, really nice thing. Now, this is some of the things that can happen with these. These are just centennials that have occurred before. This is Georgia Tech. And as you can see, it's a collage. These are photographs, by the way. A painting will be just a completely different level. And then, it says the Georgia Institute of Technology, Centennial. And so the image itself can do a lot of things. It can be in one place, a big one, and then you can put it in a lot of other places where the residents can educate themselves to the actual history of Miami Springs. Because I think the birthday we're coming up is Miami Springs. There's another, I don't want to show the Gators because they didn't do too good this weekend, but this is their history of the football. We're not going to include anything this weekend, but this is their history. So it's just a thing so you can see how that can go to different places. And somewhere down the line, I don't know if that one is a gem from a long time ago, but we could probably put something nicer on there or maybe move it or something that covers Miami Springs 100 years. I'm sure that's when it first started, but we're now 100 years in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Louis. All right, so moving on from open forum to the approval of council minutes, we have quite a few council minutes to approve. We have the August 11th regular council meeting, the August 12th budget workshop, the August 18th city council workshop, the August 25th local planning agency, and the August 25th special council meeting. Okay. All right. We will pause that. Carlos Lumpoy.
Good evening, everyone. We live in Miami Springs, and we're proud of it. My name is Lumpoy, Carlos Lumpoy, 181 Hammond Drive. I wanted to start out on a light note. If you take a look at the picture of what I call the Seahorse House, it's right on the corner of Iroquois and Westward, 1200 Westward. I was hoping we might be able to put it up on the screen, but that's all right. We're here together. It has grown colossal. Yes. Look at the proportion of that tree to the house itself, and you'll see one that's pink, and that one was in flower years ago at my former home before I lived here. I lived in Village Green. This tree has, the tap roots have reached the aquifer, and it's just colossal. I anticipate this spring it will bloom, and it will bloom like nothing else. In front of St. Teresa's, there's three Cassia javanicas. This is Cassia bakeriana. It's from Thailand. Georgia Tasker taught us about it. Again, this is greater than the ones we have in Washington, the cherry blossoms in Washington, the prunus that we have. Watch it. I'm going to get a baseball bat, and I'm going to hit it a few times. I'm going to try to stimulate it to make sure that it does, because we're now in year 8. And that's how long it takes to do these things, and you do them patiently. So, is that my time?
No, that's.
Okay.
You have a minute and 20 seconds.
All right. Then I wanted to bring to the attention of the council, we have 2 invasive creatures. One is this 4.5-foot iguana that I took a picture of yesterday in my backyard. Now, it's kind of scary, but if you look, its tummy is full of one of my avocados. And this one had a real feast. They're scary. They really are. They don't belong here. The Muscovy ducks is another one. And I'm just bringing it to the attention that we need to disseminate to our neighbors here in Miami Springs, we're 2,700 homes more or less and 14,000 people, that we should not feed these ducks. There are 2 addresses that I've given to the inspector where they're actually putting a bath for these ducks and feeding them daily. Yeah. And we need to disseminate in English and Spanish that we should not feed these animals. They are becoming a nuisance. It's one of the reasons I'm no longer a Fairchild Fellow, because they have allowed them to grow as long as I am tall at Fairchild, and they are devouring the garden, and I don't agree with the policy of no kill and tolerating these animals. On the other issue of the, I've only got 10 seconds. We need to create a special taxing district for the meeting that we had concerning that rectangle of the hotels. We don't need a substation at the senior center. There's no crime there. The crime is with the transient nature of these hotels. And they should
Thank
pay
you,
for
Carlos. You can pick up next meeting.
Thank you very much.
Don't stimulate any iguanas with that baseball bat, all right?
Thank you, sir.
All right. Stimulate the tree, but not the iguanas or the Muscovy ducks. All right. So getting back to approval of the council minutes, do I have a motion to approve the council minutes, 7A through E?
Set a motion to approve the council meetings, A through E.
Okay.
7A through
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Call the vote.
Vice Mayor Santin?
Yes.
Councilman Dion?
Yes.
Councilman Lamas?
Yes.
Councilman Perez Crespo?
Yes.
Mayor Fahet?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay. We have no reports or boards from boards and commissions. So moving on to public hearing, starting with public hearing 9A.
A resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Miami Springs, Florida, adopting the proposed millage rate for fiscal year 2025-2026 in the amount of 6.8100 mils, which is 7.21% higher than the rollback rate of 6.3521 mils, to balance the general fund for fiscal year 2025-2026 and providing for an effective date.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to open this up to public hearing. Would anybody like to speak on the resolution of our proposed millage rate, 9A? Nope. Okay. Closing that public hearing. JC, would you like to just say a few words?
Okay, I could do it on this item or the next one, but as far as this millage rate, this is the one that I proposed at the workshop. It is lower than the current millage rate that we're currently in, of 6.86. We lowered it to 6.81. No changes from before.
Okay. Any comment? Any comment? Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve 9A.
Motion to approve 9A.
Do we have a second?
Second that motion.
Okay. Call the vote.
Vice Mayor Santin?
Yes.
Councilman Dion?
Yes.
Councilman Lamas?
Yes.
Councilman Perez Crespo?
Yes.
Mayor Fahet?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay, moving on to 9B. Go ahead and read that.
A resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of Miami Springs, Florida, adopting a tentative budget for the fiscal year commencing October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026, confirming date of second public hearing and providing for an effective date.
All right. This also must be opened up for public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on 9B, adopting of our budget. All right. Having heard none. Okay. JC, would you like to?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. The budget that you have in front of you deviated or changed slightly from the workshop. After the workshop, we received our renewal notice for our property liability workers' comp insurance. We had originally budgeted a 4% increase. When we received the renewal notice, it actually went down by 4%. Resulting in a surplus of about $200,000. So we had luck on our side. So what we did what I did with those funds is I allocated roughly about 80, a little more than 80, around 90,000 to the police department. For their IT, they're in need of some upgrades to their IT, computers, network, etc. And then the rest of it, I'm saving it in a capital reserve fund. We have recently received a grant from Omar and his team. They applied for a FERDAP grant. The total project is about $600,000. They want to redo the shade structures, the shade canopies at the aquatic center. Also redo the pool decking and some other improvements to the pool area. We've been receiving some complaints that the pool deck gets really dirty sometimes and it's really tough to clean. So we're looking at different decking and including also replacing those ugly Home Depot looking shade structures that we purchased. I'm replacing those with a permanent shade structure. That grant is for $300,000, but it will require a match. And so I need to save some money. So I figured, you know what? I have some money to go towards it. And that's the only change you'll see.
All right. And then I'd like to, so we were the host city for the Miami-Dade County League of Cities last Thursday, and it was a nice event, but we were able to speak. The host cities were ourselves and Virginia Gardens, and so Mayor Dino and I both got to speak before the League of Cities. But one of the things that I said, to show off at how we're doing as a city, is that we were able to balance a budget and lower the millage rate and increase the reserves, which, that those three things don't, they're connected. And sometimes, we balance our budget because we had to go into our reserves, or, we find that the only way we can make, provide the services that we want is by, at one point in the last 8 years, they were voting to raise the millage rate. And we ended up, getting it to just stay the same. But we've been on an 8-year trajectory of lowering our millage rate. I think that we're providing incredible services. We've brought our reserves back up. So I think that it's a credit to Chris, the finance department. I know you like to say he's the second best finance director in the county, because his wife is the number one finance director. But I'm certainly proud of what we've been able to do, and I think that you're also working, with an eye towards the future as well. So I was very happy with this year's this budget process. So thank you and your staff. Any comment, guys? Okay.
I just want to say thank you. It's my first budget, and it's been a real pleasure working with you guys. We lowered the millage rate, and we're keeping the services high. We got our police department that, we count on them for safety, what they needed. And I want to thank the chief as well for, being conscious of our budget and making sure that, we balanced it well. So thank you, Chris, and thank you, JC.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further?
I think our city manager did the right choice in allocating those funds, especially to the aquatic center, and to fix those tarps that we're not very aesthetically pleasing.
No, we, just so you know, it's not, we have 3 years to use that grant, to use the grant, and it will require a 50% match from us, from our money. So that's the idea. So I'll try to get it done as quickly as possible. So it may not be this upcoming fiscal year, it might be the following, but just know that that is coming.
Through the chair.
Sure.
Not necessarily anybody wanted to raise the millage rate, but we were definitely tired of kicking the can down the road. And I think this is testament to the new administration that those days are, at least for now, are over. Yeah. And they increased the reserves and stopped kicking that can down the road. And that's really the thing that we've always had here. But so testament to them and all the good work they're doing.
Awesome. Okay. If there's no further discussion, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve 9B.
I'd like to set a motion to approve 9B.
Second.
Second?
Okay, call the vote.
Vice Mayor Santin?
Yes.
Councilman Dion?
Yes.
Councilman Lamas?
Yes.
Councilman Perez Crespo?
Yes.
Mayor Fahet?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. I'd like, since no one has anything to pull out for discussion, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda 10A through 10J.
The motion to approve consent agenda A through J.
Do we have a second?
Second that motion.
Okay, call the vote.
Vice Mayor Santin?
Yes.
Councilman Dion?
Yes.
Councilman Lamas?
Yes.
Councilman Perez Crespo?
Yes.
Mayor Fahet?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay, so we move on to the end of the agenda, reports and recommendations. We'll start with reports from our city attorney.
None this evening.
All right, city manager?
Yes, Mayor, just to give an update, today we had a significant amount of rainfall, and the project over there, east in Oakwood, the Oakwood Drainage Project, in particular Oakwood, east is done, Oakwood is nearing completion, but got delayed because we had the county come in and replace the asbestos water lines that they have there. We replaced it. I know it's flooded out there. We're working with a contractor to get that done. Public Works will, if need be, we'll have a pump out there to pump out any remaining water tomorrow and get them back to normalcy. As far as an update, how much longer the project's going to be occurring, they should be done, and Juan, correct me if I'm wrong, by the end of this month, they'll be done with the pump, and we'll be able to provide generator power to it so it can run and pump. We won't be running on generator, always FPL will have to come in and make the connection. But in case they take a while, we have that option, that capability. But that is wrapping up, right? I don't think there's anything else there. So they'll be finished with that, and at the end and then the asphalt, and then they'll be done with the project.
All right.
Right, so we're shooting for the end of this month.
I know that there's rain in the forecast for the next few days, so if there's any opportunity,
In our
right,
in our possession.
or if there's any opportunity for sandbags for some of the people in the areas that flood. I mean, there's probably about 10 houses that I know right now the water's, if it hasn't creeped into the garage, it's right there. Yeah.
Having had a house that the water would get in, I totally understand. So we'll work on the sandbags tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Tammy?
We have the Centennial Committee meeting next on September 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. We also have Community Shred Day on Saturday, September 13th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Miami Springs Senior High School parking lot at 751 Dove Avenue. Businesses and residents are allowed to shred up to 4 small boxes. And then also, I want to encourage all the residents to share their input on the Activate Southeast Springs and to take that survey. That's all.
Okay. City Clerk? Nothing to report? Okay. We'll kick it over to the City Council. Vice Mayor, we'll begin with you.
Just to, for those that have been in my ear the last couple of weeks in reference to this FPNL. I will be at that meeting. Believe me, I'll be in that meeting, just so you guys are aware that it's not gone in deaf ears. And the second thing is a little selfish plug for my dear wife and her 10 years of running her business in Miami Springs, one of the rare things that happens here, believe it or not. And she's having her 10-year anniversary on Saturday from 10 to 4 o'clock, so go by and say hi and give a little extra support. Twice as sweet, next to the farmer's market, the farm store. Thank you.
I would like to say thank you to the Parks and Rec Director as well, Omar, for the grant that you got us. And on a side note, for the Oakwood situation, however it is that I can help, I have communication with some of the residents. So if there's anything I could do, let me know. I'm happy to get on the ground over there. Also, our Miami Springs football team playing on Friday at 3 p.m. And it's their first home game at Mylander. I hope to see you guys out there.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Lamas?
Just want to make sure everybody, we get a little more participation in the next Activate Northwest 36th Street project. I think it's a lot more important than people are giving it credit for. It's could be a really good game changer for the city, and we'd love to get everybody's input on it. So please stay involved.
Councilman?
To Mr. Lumpui's point about invasive species, I know some of you residents have noticed those curly-tailed lizards. I've seen them in my yard for the last 5 years where I didn't see them before. So I think that's a very big problem because they are eating the native species of lizards. So when they come into my yard, I eradicate them. I go after them. So maybe further down the road, this could be maybe an ecological project that the Ecology Board can take up to address those concerns and other invasive species. I want to congratulate our mayor for his presentation at the League of Cities. It was an awesome presentation. Mayor Fahed did a wonderful job promoting our city at the Miami Realtors building. So thank you, Mayor, for that.
Thank you.
I want to mention that tonight until 8:30, Cub Scout Pack 425 and Troop 334, they're having their joint scouting night. It's at the Recreation Center. So if anyone wants to learn about the scouting program, you still have time to go over after this. Next Wednesday, the Centennial Committee meeting here at 6 p.m. I encourage the residents to come by and learn about the different events and plans for next year. Also, I want to mention the commemorative Centennial pin. I really would like to see more of our residents look for them and purchase them, which will be here in City Hall.
It just so happens that today we had a meeting with staff and, setting it up so residents can purchase the pins, and we have some shirts as well to raise funds. So they'll be available. We'll send out a post, social media post, and we'll make it available here. Maybe even at the rec center. But we'll start here for sure.
They're very nice pins. I have one here tonight, so if you want to see a closer look, please look for the pins. The money goes to fund the Centennial projects coming up next year. I want to mention Don't Cook this Friday because the Miami Springs Women's Club is having their famous spaghetti fundraiser right across the street from 5 to 7. I have flyers are at the back of the room. So I have one here. $15 for adults, $12 for kids. The portions are really big. The food is really great, and it includes spaghetti with regular meat sauce, salad, Texas toast, dessert, and a drink. Eat in or take out. The Women's Club is also hosting an interactive domestic violence program on Saturday, September 20th at the Recreation Center at 11 a.m. in collaboration with our police department, and will include a self-defense class by our local jiu-jitsu team. And lastly, pick up a copy of the last edition of the River Cities Gazette, where I talk about plugging. I have a story on the top of page 3 about the closing of the Springs Dance Center after 32 years. They were right next to City Hall. Not next was Dr. Sudak, which was my children's pediatrician, but in the shopping center next, after 32 years, they had to close their shop. And I interviewed the owner of the Springs, the dance center, and she's a wonderful person, great professional dancer, and pick up the paper on the way out. And that's it for me.
All right, thank you, Councilman. Okay, and so want to thank everybody for being here, obviously with the weather, for all of those people on Oakwood and Forest and Miller and Reagan, and I know what you're going through. I'm right there. Matter of fact, I'm told that 80% of the parking lot of work, where I work, is underwater. So hopefully it will recede some, but we're trying. We promise we are doing everything we can on our end to try to mitigate the consequences of this, this weather event that we're going through. And I do just want to echo the importance. Our workshop for Activate Southeast Springs is on the 24th. That'll be here in the council chambers, and that's where we're going to start distilling down all the things that have been proposed and debating and deciding what it is that we want to do. These are your opportunities as residents to chime in. There's a survey that you could do. You could give your input. But this is another significant step in trying to do something to help that part of the city. So please be here if you can. Okay, having said all that, we will adjourn this meeting at 7:45. Thank you.
I'll send it to you. Mary, I could send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I had to say something because it looked like I'm not getting information. I didn't want to throw them under the bus. I didn't want to throw them under the bus.
Well, I was trying to talk to them. I was talking to them. I mean, I told them.